Hi everybody, Joe Contrera. Welcome back to the Alive at Work Leadership video blog. You know, over the course of the last 5 or 6 weeks, we've covered a number of topics. We started off talking about purpose. Then last week we talked about self-awareness. And a few weeks prior to that, we were talking about ego. What makes up the ego and how to dissolve it. What I want to do today is I want to talk about the underlying factor, the underlying component or need that drives all three of these different characteristics, these different topics. So quickly, let's just review purpose. We said that without the why, the how and the what don't matter. Last night, I had the opportunity to have dinner with two 21-year-olds. And it was extremely interesting and fascinating to me to see people at this stage in their life searching for purpose and meaning in their life and not quite knowing what it was yet. But I was struck by the fact that they believed that their purpose in life was out there, was external. It was something outside of them. And if they just searched long and hard enough, that they would find it. Now, while it's true that experiences and things that we go through in life do help to formulate or help us get clarity on purpose, but it's not because our purpose is external. It's because our purpose is internal. And so those external experiences reveal to us what's already inside of us, what we already know to be true about our true self. Then we were talking about self-awareness. And we said that the importance of self-awareness was our ability to look at some of our underlying beliefs that we might be holding on to, that were driving the behaviors and the actions that we take in our life and delivering the results that we either liked or we didn't. And that so many people look at the results that they're getting in their life and attempt to change their behaviors when in reality, they had to be willing to look at their beliefs, which takes a certain level of self-awareness and the willingness to self-examine. Where is it in our life where things are not working? Where is it in our life where we're not getting the results that we want? And we also said that sometimes to have a close group of people who will honestly tell you the truth about you and what they see, what they observe, or what it's like to be in relationship with you and how you're impacting others. When we bring in the concept or the idea of ego and how does ego play into this, ego is the number one obstacle preventing you from change. It's also the number one obstacle preventing you from taking a long, hard look at yourself and the willingness to be self-aware, to examine how your ego is getting in the way. We said that E equals RC squared. Your ego equals your need to be right and your need to be in control. But we also said that in order to dissolve the ego, which is also the number one slayer of leaders, was that we needed a certain level of acceptance about the fact that we are not in control of the world. And we needed a certain level of humility. And that some of us confused humility with humiliation. Now, where is this all driving to? It's driving to the core need, the core desire to have self-worth and value. That's right. All of this boils down to your need, my need, to have a certain level of self-worth and value, that we have something to offer, something to bring to the party, and that's what makes us feel good. Now, again, sometimes people attempt to get their internal need for self-worth and value externally from external factors, whether it's the approval of others by the house that we live in or the car that we drive or the number of smile sheets we get when we do a workshop or a seminar or how many likes we get on Facebook. All of those factors are a result of our need to feel self-worth and value, which underneath that is really about wanting to be loved, which is a basic human need, a basic human desire. Looking back at all of these internal facets, I have 4 questions for you in order to help you get where you want to go. Number 1 is, Are you crystal clear about your purpose? If you're not, I hope you realize and remember that it's inside of you and that's the place to look. Number two, that requires a certain level of self-awareness. Do you have the self-awareness you need to move past those obstacles getting in your way? Do you have enough self-awareness and enough people to give you some feedback so that you can get out of your own way and remove the obstacles that you're putting in your path? Number three, where are you at with your ego? You know, I'm finding that I do daily battles with my ego, and it's going to be an ongoing, lifelong project to continue to dissolve it. Some days it works great and some days it doesn't. Where are you at with your ego? Do you still have that strong need to be right, that strong need to be in control? Or do you have a certain level of humility? And the last is the tie for all of these to come together is, where does your self-worth and value come from? Is it an external factor? Is it the approval of others? Is it the car that you drive? Or is it an internal factor, knowing that you're crystal clear about your purpose, you're totally self-aware about how external things impact you, and you've done the work to let go of your ego? It all starts with self-worth and value. And again, they're all internal pieces, internal factors. I hope that the last few weeks have helped you. I hope that the last few weeks have caused you to look inside, to look internally and ask yourself, are you really happy with the level of success, the results, or the level of happiness that you're getting in your life? Lots of stuff to think about. And until next time, be safe and be well.